What's up everyone, I'm Andrew and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can create customized headers and footers using the free version of Elementor and another free plugin. And you're hearing right, we are not going to use any kind of pro plugin, but we are going to create very customized headers and footers which are just as powerful or even more powerful than the Elementor Pro headers and footers. So let's get started. So I have a basic website here, which is a demo from the Athra theme, and I also have the free version of Elementor installed. And now we are going to install a second plugin, which is going to allow us to create headers and footers right in the Elementor itself, in the free version of Elementor. So we're just going to search for headers and footers. So we are going to use this plugin, Elementor Header and Footer Builder by Brainstorm Force, which is the company behind the Athra theme. So this is a very powerful plugin and we're just going to install it and activate it. So now that we have this plugin in the appearance, we have a new section called Elementor Header and Footer Builder. We can just click on it. And as you can see, of course, we do not have any templates here, but we can create our own templates. That's very easy to use. So we just have to create on this add new, and we can just skip this. And now we can create our own template. So here we can just select the type of the template. We have the header template for creating headers. We have before footer, which will be anything just before the footer on all pages. We have the footer, and we have the custom block, which will just create a block for us and give us the shortcut so we can just use it anywhere we want. So we first are going to start with the header. So I can just click on header. And here we have the display on option. So where are you going to use this header? So we can just use it on the entire website or on all singular pages or all archives or for pages, search pages, blog or post pages, front page, date archive, author archive, all posts, all pages. So we have lots of options here, and we can, for example, create a different header for our archive or blog archive, and that's very powerful. In this case, we are just going to set it into entire website, so I can just select it. We can also add exclusion rules. For example, we want the entire website, but not this page or not this post. So you can include and exclude as many pages as you want. That's very powerful. We also have user roles. So for example, we want to show it to only logged in people or logged up people, or maybe only administrators or editors. In this case, again, we are just going to set it into all. And here we have a checkbox that says enable layout for Elementor canvas templates. So Elementor canvas templates are templates that do not show header and footer, so they are completely blank pages for creating landing pages. But you can display the header and footer on those pages. We do not want to do it, so it's just fine as it is. And now I can just publish it. And guess what? If I just visit my website, we do not have any header, and that's right because we have created a new header which is going to be displayed on all pages. So it's actually replacing the default header, but we haven't added any element to it. So it's actually working fine. And now we can just start creating it. So here I can just select a name for it. I can just call it my header and update. And now I can just start editing it with Elementor. So here we have the full power of Elementor for creating our headers, but that's not all of it. So we have all of the Elementor widgets, but we also have a new section which is called Elementor Header and Footer Builder. So we want to have the navigation menu, or maybe page title, or maybe of course the site logo or the search bar. So That's where we are going to use this add-on that's very powerful. We also can use anything from Elementor. So for example, I can just create a two column section here like this, and then I can just place my logo on the left. So I can just click on this site logo and just place it on the left, and it's actually going to display my site logo, whatever it is. You can upload your custom image here, but it's actually fine. It's actually displaying my site logo here. We have alignment option here. Center is just fine for me. You can add caption or a link. For example, you can just make it point to your homepage URL. So that's fine. I can just copy this URL here and just paste it there and update. So now we have a link. You can just make a link to anywhere you want. And now we can just start creating the menu. So of course we have this navigation menu here. I can just put it on the right and we get all of our links. Of course, the colors here are dictated by our theme. I can just quickly change them because they are not very visible. So here I can just bring my customizer. I'm using the Astra theme and I can just quickly change all of the colors. And then global and colors. And for example, let's just stick with this default palette here. And now if I refresh, we get a default palette. Of course, we can change colors right in the Elementor, but they are actually obeying the default colors of your website. Fine. And now we can just start customizing this menu here. So of course, it's the main menu. Fine. You can choose another menu if you want to. We have last menu item. And you can make the last item button. It's just something that websites usually do. For example, they have the contact button and they want to highlight it. So it's fine, but we probably have to change the color here. And we have layout. So in the layout, we can change many settings here. Let's just change this button color here quickly before getting to the layout. So we have this button in the style section. And we have background color. So I can just give it a nice lighter background, something like this. Fine. I can just update, and now of course we can change the layout for the whole menu. So here we can just set the layout. It can be either horizontal, which is what you are seeing here, or vertical like this, or expanded so that people can expand it like on mobile phones. And we also have flyout. So this is this modern looking menu, and by the way, it's actually responsive out of the box, so you don't have to do anything for responsiveness. If I just change into responsive mode and into mobiles, you can see that we have this hamburger menu here, which is just fine. So it's fine, it's actually responsive. We get to the settings, but here for the actual setting, for the desktop setting, we have this alignment. You can also justify it if you like to, but I'm just going to stick to the right. And then we have submenu icons. We do not have any submenu here, but it actually supports submenus very good. So it's just ready out of the box. You can either use arrows or plus sign or classic. And we also have submenu animation. We do not have any here. So let's just create one to see how it actually works. So if I just bring my menu quickly, appearance and menu, and let's just put these services under about, and maybe we can just put this hello world under, let's just make it a sibling to services. I can just save menu, and now of course we get this. So let's just update. And now we have it. As you can see, it's supporting submenus out of the box. That's super cool. So I forgot to save the alignment. We can just set it into right. And now we can change it to plus sign or arrows. Very cool. We also can set up animations like this slide up animation. As you can see, it slides up. Super fine. We have this breakpoint which is set to tablet, which is the pixel amount that will switch the layout from desktop to mobile and tablet. You can just change it into mobile, but tablet just fine. And we have this alignment for our hamburger icon. So if I just set it into right, we just have to bring responsive mode here. And now, as you can see, center aligned, but now I can just put it on the right or on the left. I just like to put it on the right here. Fine. Can just update. And we also can change the menu icon for the closed states or the open states. So it's very easy to do it. You can just upload your own SVG here. Very powerful. And then we can just control the styling. So we have padding, horizontal padding here, or vertical padding. Very nice. We have a space between elements, or row spacing. And then we have this link hover effect. So by default, we do not have any hover effect. We can just, for example, change it into frame. Then we get this hover effect whenever we hover over one of our links. And we also can set up a hover animation. So if I just, for example, choose draw, then we get this nice drawing effect here. Super cool. And we also can change the typography for the normal, hover, or active states, and also colors and background. And we also have many options for the drop down. So we can, for example, change the drop down width or horizontal padding, vertical padding, and top distances. And so we get lots of options here, which you can just play with it. That's very powerful. And we are not going to cover all of them here. And we talked about the buttons. So you get padding and text color, background color, basic things you get in Elementor. That's very easy. And now I can just update my menu, and now we have this newly created menu on all of our pages that's completely customized. That's very powerful. So that's how you can create your own menus here. That's very, very easy to use and powerful. And now I'm just going to show you how you can create footers. So if I just bring my website, and appearance and Elementor header and footer, I can now create a new element here. We can just skip this. And then this time we can just select footer. And again, we have access to display on rows, so entire website and all users. So I can just call it my footer and publish it. Again, we lose our default footer. As you can see, that means it's just actually working. And now I can just start editing it and building it with Elementor. And it's like building the header. It's very easy. So I can, for example, create a free column section here for the footer. Don't worry, it's actually showing up on the top. It's actually our footer here. So now I can just put any element that I want here. So maybe we can just, for example, put our site logo here, and maybe anything you want, maybe a product notice, or copyright notice. And we can also put any other element from Elementor. So maybe we can just put our map here or anything. So you have complete freedom in choosing your elements from any element by Elementor or anything that you want. So now I can just update it. And if I just visit my website, we get this footer with our map. You can also put any background color or video or animation or button, anything. So you get full power over your footer. So in this case, I can just bring a style and background type. I can just call it, select a gradient. And now we can just, for example, give it a nice blue gradient here, like this. Or maybe we can just remove our map here. It's actually very big. So we can just put a text block here, maybe writing about our company, and now I can just save it and refresh, and we get our new footer. And the nice thing is that it's responsive by default because of course it's coming from Elementor. So if I just bring this responsive mode, you can see that it's actually stacking the elements on top of each other on small devices. That's true also for the header. It's actually changing elements, so that's very powerful. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel for more WordPress content. And like always, you can reach our team from the link in the description.